Hey guys, welcome back. DripCoach here with Drip and Farm for Poverty, where we don't trust, we verify, and operate with integrity and transparency. Let's dive in. The crypto market is on the brink of the most explosive growth in history, and you have only one chance to capitalize on it. Miss this opportunity and you could be missing out on the greatest investment opportunity presented to humanity. That's according to Rabby. Again, that's not me, that's not smoke and mirrors or FOMO. That is literally the everything code thesis that Rabby has said. We're going to play some clips from him because he's coined this phase the banana zone. So the banana zone is a period when crypto prices go absolutely bananas, skyrocketing to unprecedented heights. And this is where fortunes are made, and missing out could be a catastrophic for your financial future. So let's listen to what he defines as the banana zone.
This is the banana zone. Why it's called the banana zone is because the chart A looks like a banana and B, everything goes bananas. And that comes after the halving. After this consolidation, it does this. Will it be identical?
So that's what he's referring to in this chart here, the same one that I have up. And in this chart, you can see that he's referencing the last three cycles. And this is where Bitcoin launched, 2001 to 2011 to like 2013, 14, and the peak was at $100. Then the peak in the next cycle was around 5,000 some change. Then we hit that 67 for the last cycle. And now down here at the bottom is basically what he's showing here. So we have this little drawback, same drawback you see in all these cycles. And he says we're off to the races, basically. That's coming up. So imagine watching Bitcoin soar past $300,000 or higher, Ethereum breaking all barriers and all altcoins following suit. The fear of missing out is indeed real. You don't want to be left out on the sidelines or chasing shitcoins like we did in the previous cycle, when this phase is easily poised to quadruple. So he mentions in this video about the transition.
Unless something dramatic changes. I do an enormous amount of work. There's literally thousands of pages of research from Julian Bittle and myself on this. So this is not just some flippant comments. We'd see liquidity rising going forwards. There's sources of liquidity everywhere, from the Fed cutting rate, from the Treasury draining the general account, to the Fed cutting QT, to potentially the Treasury offering some liquidity provisions to China so they can manage the debt deflation. They're starved of dollars. Something with Japan, who also needs dollars because their currency's been collapsing. There is a lot of opportunities. The Europeans are going to cut rates. The UK are going to cut rates. There's a lot of opportunity.
As you can see, like he said, he's done a lot of research on this. He comes from a macro finance background. He's created these models, thousands of pages of research, and he calls it the everything code because it's literally tied to everything, including actual demographic data about the workforce and birth and death cycles. Like, it's just insane the amount of research that he's put in there, and it's all out there for free. So this is kind of where I'm moving towards, like I said, in this cycle, because I chase altcoins and shitty pseudonymous devs and influencers that are just trying to dump on their communities, and that didn't work out too well for me. So I'd much rather someone more seasoned, more familiar, long-term thesis, proven track record, multi-millionaire, managing hedge funds, all this kind of stuff, provable on chain that you can see this guy's wealth and his history, versus someone who said they were a multi-decamillionaire and we've seen them like scam a couple $1,000s here and there. So I don't know about you, but I'll take the latter personally, or the former. Yeah, former. So let's see where we're at in regards to some of this other information on here. So he also has in a second video, kind of the psychology of profit taking. And this one really hit home for me because I pretty much rode the other cycle all the way up, all the way down, but I was in a shitty token. So therefore I have nothing to show for it. And in this one, he's talking about not really trying to time the markets because none of us know what this next cycle will look like in regards to when the top will actually be or what the top will actually be. And there's also some psychology he mentions in here that typically what happens if you take profits, then you end up more gun shy when the market retraces. Meaning yes, you secured your profits, but you end up putting less back in than you would have had you just held. Now, holding only works for, again, like these blue chips that you're willing to ride out and have a provable track record. Holding shit tokens, you're definitely going to get wrecked. So in this one, I'm on the fence. So he tries to give some advice in here about how to not get caught off guard by the cyclical nature of crypto and when to look at taking profits off the table. So we're going to listen to that piece. And I don't actually know what strategy I'm going to invoke, to be honest. Just holding Bitcoin or trying to quote unquote pull some profits. But he gives some good some good advice on it. Let's take a listen to that.
Suggested path for most people, and maybe something I will do this time myself, is we don't know what the cycle peak is going to look like. We don't quite know when it's going to be. We do know it would be crazy early if it finished this year. Usually the back part of the year after the US election, there's usually a screaming pump into the end of the year. So my advice is use that in terms of time and not price, and take maybe a third off the table for lifestyle chips. Okay, now you can buy your car or your house if you're lucky, or whatever it is, or some extra savings, right? Take some money out of crypto land, put it into fiat world where you live, secure your lifestyle, the things that matter to you. Right, now you've taken all of the pressure off. You've done it via time and not price, which is towards the end of the year, I'm going to take a third off.
So that does sound a lot easier to swallow, because instead of you trying to figure out exactly when this peak will be and what that number will be, so to speak, you just give yourself a time frame, again, based off his everything code thesis, to where at the end of the year, typically based off of previous election cycles and liquidity cycles, there is a pump, and then you just say, okay. And that's also when people take off profits in TradFi for tax harvesting and things of that nature. So it does coincide, and that would make sense. So you're just saying take a third off, and then the second third, he's talking about into the actual crypto summer, which will be, or fall next year, which will be sometime around second quarter to third quarter before we hit the winter. So that one, if you're still around, you still got a big bag or a decent size, you can take another third off at that stage, he's saying, and then you just let the rest ride, so to speak. But he also said that if you're looking at this from a long-term time horizon, then psychology-wise, it's better to just leave it there and then have some money available for the buying the dips, essentially, that will come inevitably whenever you see the 30 to 40% corrections. So instead of trying to trade it and then use the profits to get back in, his approach, and this is based off of his history of what he said he should have done when he looked back at his Bitcoin holdings, because he did sell at the top on a couple of them, but he would have had more had he just kept what he had and then continued to dollar cost average in. So I might be looking at that as well. But that's where all this ties together with this Drip to BTC platform that I think is an amazing opportunity to do exactly that, to actually hold and then dollar cost average in. Now, like I said, there's still the risk that you have to have with the risk management side of not your keys, not your crypto. So you don't want to just have your entire bag sitting here personally. But that's kind of also the hard part to navigate within this, because on the one hand, having it in here, you can put your Bitcoin to work for you and accumulate more Bitcoin. But on the flip side, it's not yours. So it really depends on how you feel towards the platform and what your level of don't trust, verify actually tells you to do. So I'm in the middle. I don't know. I have two accounts now. I have this low budget wallet that I will actually be adding another $100 to in another video. Kind of looking at this as a DCA strategy that I have with Coinbase, basically about I think I do $50 a week right now, I think. And then I'm just taking half of that and sending it over, and the other half I'm putting into cold storage. So I think with this, I'll just continue to do about that $100 a month-ish. So I got another 100 sitting there, and I'm gonna transfer in. It hasn't quite been a month, so we'll see. But the point of this experiment is just to see how it goes and accumulating credits and all that stuff like that. and now of course with the new wager feature as well, to see if I can turn this into a decent sizable return by the end of the year, or whenever this actual peak is scheduled to be. Or again, looking at what Rob Powell is saying, just taking that 1/3 off the table by the end of this year based off the cycles. And then I have the other wallet, which is a little more long-term, that is sitting with, gonna call it 10 times the value of the other one. So it's like my mid-tier wallet. And trying to assess this based off the conversion rates and all that stuff. So long story short, I think this is a great opportunity that lines up with Raoul Powell's thesis, and that's why I keep playing clips from him and Michael Saylor, because the whole point of both of them is to accumulate the asset that has tangible real-world benefits, and then stay away from the speculation and the gambling and the leverage and the shit coins and all that stuff. But if you are drawn to it like a moth to a flame, then do it with a very small portion of your portfolio. Avoid the anonymous influencers that just want to shove shit coins down your throat and with their referral codes and all that stuff, and chasing your crypto all around different chains because this got updated, this got changed, this is the new narrative. Like all that shit, like it's for the birds in my opinion. Yes, you can make money on it, but it just requires so much diligence and hands-on there's no wonder that 99% people get wrecked trying to do that. There are some decent narratives and stuff with AI and layer 2s and gaming and all this stuff, but it's like, which one is the shiny gem out of all the shit coins? And are you going to be the lucky one to get in early enough? And even if you get in early, how many influencers and marketers got in before you that will be dumping the token the minute you get in? So it's just too many risk upon risk. Whereas with Bitcoin, we all are getting in early. People using the ETFs and all that stuff, they actually have, it's easy for them, but there's still a barrier in regards to what they're accumulating, the access they have towards it, the regulations and all this stuff like that. So it's like their money actually helps to pump your dollar value that you have. So to me, it's a no-brainer that this is the only route to go that's guaranteed to price appreciate, albeit slow, but at least it's going to be there if you're holding it on your own. Now, there's still that risk again on the platform, but you're accumulating Bitcoin. So I'll see you guys in the next video when I update the low budget wallet, and we'll see where that goes. All right, hope that provided some value, some clarity, some insight, and you're excited for the new Banana Zone coming soon to a crypto wallet near you. If it did, smash that HBO special, help brother out, like, subscribe, comment down below, and until next time, lift daily and achieve your impossible. See you.
Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? SPRITZ Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.